HYROX Atlanta. All right, let's take a look at the race map. So whether this is your very first race or you've raced a few, but you're just trying to get your bearing straight for the Atlanta race, I'm just going to walk through the race map that was just released yesterday and kind of give you guys a layout and just what to expect, where to go as an athlete. We'll take care of the athletes first, and then I'll also explain where the best places are for spectators to go, where they're allowed to go, and where they can watch you as you compete. So the first thing that we'll note here is at the very top, you've got your main entrance. Now there is two different places once you enter the building. There's two different places, one for athletes and one for spectators. The reason for that is the athlete's entrance is really close to the athlete warm-up area right over here to the left. So only athletes are allowed in this area. Only athletes can check a bag. You'll see the bag drop is right here. But the athletes come right in here and are very close to the warm-up area, which feeds you right into the start tunnel, which is where you will start the race. Now, there is a bathroom, all the WCs here. It's water closet. It's just another way to say bathroom. But you'll see that there's one pretty close here to the athletes' entrance area. So one thing for spectators to keep in mind is you might want to just let the athletes use that one mostly. And if you've got to go, use these other two over here, just because there'll be some athletes wanting to use the bathroom there last minute. But that is available for the athletes right there. Once you enter in, you get all warmed up. You enter the Red Bull start tunnel. You'll get hyped up. They'll play some music. You'll get in a circle. You'll just get all pumped up and ready for the race. They'll give you a nice little countdown, and then they will kick you off. Now, as you are running, this is generally, we'll call it a 2-lap course, but every time, the second time you see the in-arch is when you will go in. So your first run will actually be a little bit shorter than all of the rest of your runs. And you'll see that here. So when you leave the start tunnel, you'll pass the in-arch pretty quickly right away, probably before you even reach, a quarter of that first run lap. You'll see the in-arch. You go past it the first time, keep going around, and as you approach it, and the second time, you will enter. When you enter for the very first time, you'll go to station 1, which is the ski erg. So you'll make a hard left turn. You'll enter the ski erg zone. Now, the way that the ski erg zone is usually set up, it should be set up this way in Atlanta as well. The rowing is going to be very similar to how the ski ergs are set up. There's going to be machines on both sides. So you're going to enter in here, and you're going to see a whole bunch of machines on your left, a whole bunch of machines on your right. You're going to run through the middle, and you're going to look for a judge. They're going to tell you where to go. You'll see a judge with their hand up. They may have a little red light that's kind of flashing you into a certain spot. Just go wherever the judge tells you to go, but you'll pick a row on either side. One thing to note here is the spectator area is in black, the athlete area is in gray. So spectators are allowed to come all the way over here and watch you ski. Now, if you want to have your spectator really close to you or right up along the fence and be able to see you, then you'd probably want to try to grab a spot on the right-hand side and not the left-hand side, just because that's where all the spectators can be. So if you've got somebody taking video footage of you, you'll want to grab a spot over on the right. So you enter in, you pick a ski erg either on the left or the right side. Once you finish your 1,000 meters, you will run to the back part of this zone back here, and then there'll be an alleyway for you to run along here to then exit the ski erg zone. And now when you exit, you will not just go back out the same way you came in. There's a separate out arch. So you exit the ski erg, you run all the way along here. This is considered the Roxzone, all the way to this out arch. You'll see another giant arch that will have the word out on it, and you will come out this way. And now you will go around twice. So you run around once, past the in arch, run around again, and the second time you see it, boom, you're in. This time we've got sled push, zone 2. So you'll enter in the sled push, and what I think will probably be the setup here is you'll push the sled this way. So you'll enter in on this side, and you'll push, 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 and then you'll be done. And I think they'll probably have you again go out towards the back, come around this corner, and then run out this way. And again, same thing as before, you go out the out arch. You'll do another 2 laps. The second time you see the in arch, you'll come in. Sled pull is set up very similar to the sled push. You will enter on this side. You'll pull the sled to you here. Then you'll jog across, pull the sled, jog, pull the sled, jog, pull the sled a 4th time. And as soon as you're finished, you'll just run straight down the line this way out here. Again, you go out the out arch. 2 more laps, come in, burpee broad jumps. Typically the way the burpee broad jumps are set up, it looks like with this course, it's going to be a down and back. So you'll start right here once you enter in the big arch for burpee broad jumps. There'll be a white line. Just make sure your hands start behind that white line, not on it, but behind it. You'll do all of your burpee broad jumps down across another white line that'll be probably right about here. Make sure that both of your feet completely clear that line. Then you'll be able to just stand up and walk a little ways to here, turn around, and the same thing, there'll be another white line that you'll start behind, and you'll burpee broad jump your way all the way to the end until both feet cross over that final white line, then you exit the zone. Now, as we're here inside of the Roxzone, you'll see these 2 spots right here. These are water stations. I don't know exactly what they will contain, but if I were racing, I would expect water and Red Bull. Those are usually the 2 things that they're going to have at the water station. However, the Feed is one of the newer sponsors for HYROX, and they offer a lot of different electrolyte type of drinks, and so they may have some stuff available for you from the Feed, but I would just bank on water and Red Bull. Those are the 2 safe bets. So they'll have a bunch of little small paper cups for you to grab a drink, and then they'll have trash cans right there for you to empty those drinks as well. And one thing to note about the water stations is just be careful. They put down a lot of mats, and they do a good job usually of keeping those areas pretty dry, but people will be spilling some drinks. There might be some water on the floor, so just be really careful as you're running through the Roxzone around these 2 water stations. All right, so after the burpees, we exit the out arch. We go around once, we see the in arch, and then on the second time, we come in. This time, we're actually going to go past the wall ball station, which is in the middle. We're going to go to station 5, which is rowing. Just like the ski erg station, you'll have a running lane in the middle, probably two different lanes, one on the left, one on the right, of a whole bunch of rowers. Look for a judge. You'll sit down, you row your 1,000 meters. When you're finished, you'll exit the back of the zone, turn the corner, come down here, and run out. Go around 2 laps. Second time you see the in arch, you go in. From the rowing, we go over to the farmer's carry. So it's not in order. Notice we go from 5 and then 7 and then 6. So after the row, we go down here to farmer's carry. The farmer's carry is 2 laps. So there'll be a bunch of kettlebells right here outside of the zone. Make sure that you pick up the correct kettlebell for your division. There'll be different sets and different weights. So make sure you get the right ones. Ask one of the people there if you're not sure. Once you pick those up, you will go all the way down, turn around, come back, and then do it a second time, down, around, and back. And then you'll exit right here, drop your kettlebells down, same place that you picked them up, and then you'll go out of the out. So this will be a hard left and then another hard left. So you'll almost be doing a 180. So just be careful as you're coming through this out arch. You go around twice. Second time you see the in arch, we come in, we have sandbag lunges. What it looks like here is going to be very similar to the burpee broad jumps. So you will start with both feet behind a white line right here. Actually, you'll pick up your sandbag first, which will be outside. And just like the farmer's carry, where there'll be a couple of different weights of sandbags, make sure that you grab the correct weight. Every race I've been to, they're labeled really well. But again, ask somebody if you're not sure. So you pick up your sandbag right here. You're going to start with your feet behind a white line. You're going to lunge all the way down. There will be a line right about here that you will lunge both feet completely over, and then you get a brief, we'll call it a break, but I'm not sure how much of a break it really is, but you'll stand up from your lunges, you'll walk this way, turn around, start with your feet behind the white line, lunge all the way back down, both feet across the white line to finish. You'll exit, and you'll go immediately right out of this out arch. You'll go around 2 more laps. The second time you see the in arch, you come in. This time you're at the final station, the wall balls. Now, what it looks to me is that there's probably going to be 2 different lanes, 2 different rigs, essentially. And each rig has wall ball targets on both sides. So there'll be a rig here, and there'll be a rig here. This is my guess. And then for each of these rigs, so this rig here on the left side will have wall ball targets on one side and wall ball targets on the other. There'll be a little bit of a running lane in the middle. There'll be another rig, and then on this rig, same thing. There'll be targets on this side and targets on this side of the rig. So just keep that in mind, and look at where the finish ramp will be. So there is an uphill little ramp with 2 columns on either side that you'll go up that ramp in between the columns across the finish line. There's a big DJ, massive screen. You'll see your name up there with your time. Everybody will be cheering for you. It'll be awesome. With the wall balls can be a little tricky when you enter. You may not know where to go, but oftentimes they have somebody right at the beginning part of the zone telling you either to run over to this rig or to stay and go to this rig. So hopefully they've got somebody there to do that. If they don't, just run down, find an open station. There'll be a bunch of judges as well that are kind of posted up on both sides here. And sometimes a judge will put their hand up, which means they have an open station for you to come into. So look for a judge, look for like a red, what they have on runways for airplanes, those red lights where they're moving people. Sometimes they have those. So look for that. Look for a judge with their hand up. Look for an open wall ball station. But there will be a place for you to do wall balls. It's just a matter of, you might be a little confused at first if you've never done it in terms of where to go. But look for an open judge. And then you will run across the finish line. So for spectators, this looks like a pretty good spectator-friendly course. So there are a lot of different places for spectators to go. When they enter, and they have a separate entrance over here, this is the one and only course crossing where they will go across the run course. It can take, oftentimes, depending on how big the race is, but it can take 10, 15, 20 plus minutes sometimes if it's a peak time for spectators to get in, because the way that these crossings go. The one thing I didn't mention is for athletes, when you are running on this run course, when you come to this spectator crossing area, what they usually do is they have somebody with a sign right here at the beginning as you're running around this corner that will either point you to the outside or to the inside. So keep that in mind. Just pay attention. If they're pointing into the outside, you'll run out this way. If they point you to the inside, you'll run in here. But there'll be an area where spectators will actually be in the middle of this area, because they let some people out. They get to the middle, and then they move the runners to the inside, and then they let the spectators out the outside. So just know that that's something you'll see. It'll be very obvious. You won't really have to think about it much. They'll tell you exactly which direction to go. So this is the only place where spectators can enter and exit. But once spectators come in, now they are in the main spectator viewing area. So all of the black space you see in here is fair game for spectators to watch you race. So your family and friends can come all the way across here, watch you ski. They can watch you sled from this side or this side. They can watch you sled pull from either side. They have a really good view of the burpee broad jumps. Same thing. They can get on both sides of pretty much everything else, except for farmer's carry. There's going to be not quite as much of an area to view the farmer's carry, but hopefully you'll breeze through that and they won't really even have much time to see you on the farmer's carry. The grandstand area here will be bleachers. This is a great area for spectators to get up a little higher and watch you from above. The one kind of thing that you'll have to guess is that they're not going to know which side you're going to end up doing wall balls on, whether you're going to be over here or over here. So if they pick the opposite grandstand from where you're at, they're not going to be able to see you as well. They might be able to hop off and run around and go to the other side. But you're really not going to know which side of wall balls you're going to be on, so you can't really tell your friends and family where to go to watch you. And then you've got your sponsors that will have tents set up here. There's a big store where you can buy a bunch of merch. That's the HYROX World Store. You've got more sponsors over here. And should you perform well enough and have an awesome day and end up on the podium, you've got your ceremony stage that is over here. So our website has a full list of the podium times. You can also get them on HYROX's website. But the podiums for each division are listed on there. So if you do finish in the top 3 in your age group or division, you'll be able to come over here at the time that is set on the website, and you will receive some recognition and a flag from HYROX. That, I think, pretty much does it in terms of everything you see here for athletes and spectators. If you guys have questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. I will do my best to try to answer them before you race. It's going to be a big event. There's tons of people. I think they mentioned somewhere upwards of 12,000 people across both days. So expect there just to be tons of people everywhere. You're going to have a great time. If it's your first race, just have fun, enjoy it, smile, and hope you guys have a great race.